Sondheim at 19. His nature, well, not that long in modesty. At 18, he felt Broadway bound, no question a prodigy, but not all did he astound. For instance, Oscar gave him a nuanced review. Stephen, it's terrible. To Sondheim, of course, these words were new, but here's what made it bearable. Line by line, the sword of Hammerstein, the score bled red ink. Could there have been a finer design for teaching an artist how not to think? Friend, father, mentor, Oscar was there, advising, guiding, reining in ego, and in time, Stephen took to the air and went wherever we go. He was raised on Central Park West, a privileged boy of Manhattan. At 25, worked with the best in a play that was surprisingly Latin. Well, except for the actors. But back then there were so many factors, like it was okay to be racist and dumb. And I wish I could say how far we've come. Anyhow, with a face if you can't ignore me, he dazzled, delighted, found a home barely beyond boy bound for glory, West Side Story, Lenny Jerome. But success, no panacea. He worried his words weren't gritty, a poor Puerto Rican Maria, urbanely singing, I feel pretty, I feel pretty. You know, if that's as bad as he gets, Lord, let me suffer such regrets. Then he worked with Ethel Merman because he learned from an Oscar sermon, you'll grow as a writer if you write for the voice. Though he couldn't abide her, he made that choice. Here's a bit of trivia. She married Ernest Borgnine, Annie Oakley, and Marty McHale. I like to imagine morning time, no coffee, marriage fail. There's no coffee like your coffee, like no coffee I know. Everything about it is so jolting. Everything just says I want it now. It's the only thing about you that's not revolting. It's for your coffee. I took a vow. Even with a husband who is overweight, out of date, it's not too late. Give me a cup of joe or find another mate. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on. Okay. A funny thing happened. Do I hear a waltz anyone can whistle? Flops were as bad as he'd imagined. Just say critic, he'll start to bristle. Being aware of being alive with friends we love and hate, in their company we more than survive, though come on, Bobby is straight. I'm still here, or am I losing my mind? Strong women captivating, morose, mad. Cliche to say, but one of a kind. Follies, fun, and man, can he ever write sad? He adapted Bergman. Who does that? A disturbed, absurd man. A man who didn't write Cats. Have a handkerchief handy for the jewel in the crown, karaoke candy. Send in the clown. Yeah, I used the singular there. It's going for the perfect rhyme. And I know I fucked up their back there on that and Cats. Guilty of Sondheim crime. And since we're on the subject, wouldn't one clown be enough? We need to consider budget. One clown can do stuff. Anyhow, night music takes my breath, and not because of that clown. It's how every day a little death elegantly knocks me down. That there is death all around, in the buttons, in the bread. Perfect blend, word and sound, and we go where we are led. Then Prince Hal says, hey, how about, Admiral Perry, Japan? It's the shit. They sign a treaty, be a fantastic show. What the fuck? They did it. My first Sondheim? Broadway Sweeney Todd. Up until that time, I did not believe in God. I mean, what is this even? So yeah, fell in love with Stephen. I saw him live a few years ago. He had long been sainted. What he said, I don't know. I screamed. I fainted. Then came another flop with Merrily. Stephen and Hal fall apart. Sondheim went on unwarily. Sunday, Paris, The Nature of Art. Then a Prince in Agony reprise and fairy tales go dark. Happy Ever After, please. Stephen continues on his arc. With Lapine writing the book, a score more than aching passion looks beyond the look. Love is in our breaking. Then an ambitious search for truth in our nation's assassinations. Lee Harvey, Hinckley Booth. At first, not a lot of ovations. But in time, it found favor. Eventually got its due. But will there be more to savor? Tell me it isn't through. For years he's been adapting Buñuel movies for the stage. I imagine he's doing that hat thing. And where once a blank page. There are measures, modalities varied, and lyrics yet to rhyme. And sometimes he is carried someplace back in time. At his teacher's knee he sat, and to Oscar he was dutiful. Hey, Aki, I made a hat. Stephen, it's beautiful. Happy birthday, Stephen.